Okay.
Okay.
I am Alex Chiu, Councillor of Ward 3, Chiu Sinh Kong, Tại Bát Khối Sì Gì. Tôi ghen thủ đô y dập cao nền nào.
So before you enter politics, are you an engineer? What kind of profession?
I was with computer. I worked with big computer at Volkswagen Canada as a system analyst. When I started working with computer, we don't have any computer. We don't have this kind of computer.
The big ones. Mainframe.
Yeah. So when the company with Volkswagen amalgamated with Mexico and U.S., the company decided to move the head office to U.S. I was offered a job in the U.S. and my kids say, "You can go, Dad, we will stay." I don't want to be separated from the family, so I quit the job. I retired. I just continue my politics.
So then you quit, you leave business and then go into politics.
Yes.
And because the family value is so important.
Yeah.
So you left business and enter into politics. Is that the way you want to do that, or just by incident?
I hate to do that, but I fell in love with politics. Although the money is not as much as what I make with Volkswagen, but I'm happy. I say, well, you have to be happy with what you're doing. I don't want to move all the way to the U.S. In between that, I was offered some consulting job. I took the consulting job for a while, and then after that, I got too busy with politics. So I said, forget about that.
So
I don't have time.
Become full-time politician.
I become a full-time politician.
So you say that because family is so important to you, right? So family
yes,
value, yeah.
Definitely. Because the kids are growing up at the time, I don't want to commute every weekend. I go there and come back on the weekend. Although Detroit is not that far, about 3-4 hours drive, but still, it's different when you only see your family once a week. So I say no, I turned down the job.
When you start as the councillor, how many population in Markham?
The population in Markham is about 76,000.
Now it's
310.
So you see the big changes.
Big changes.
Yeah. So the population growth, does that changes Markham?
The what?
The population growth, from 70,000 to 300,000. It's a big growth in populations.
It is a big change.
And Markham infrastructure has to change accordingly?
It changed a lot, a big change. Yeah.
So what kind of development doing for last?
When I started, we don't have that many Chinese in Markham. Most of the Chinese are from Toronto area. And at the time, if I want to eat Chinese food, we have to go downtown. Yeah. But everything has changed.
So is the change for good or bad?
Yeah. Well, it's a mix. Yeah. I would say,
You got more development, more housing, more congestion, more traffic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then you have, how many mayors you have worked with for the last 29 years?
How many?
Mayors. Yeah, you work with.
How many?
Mayors. Now you work with Scapidi before Don Cusson.
Oh, okay,
right?
Okay. I think about 4 of them. Caravel, Tony Roman, Don Cusson. Yeah, 4. Four mayors.
Okay. So you work well with those 4 mayors?
Yeah, I get along with every one of them. Yeah, I'm easy to work with, I can easily work with anybody.
Okay.
Not only mayor.
So during your term, did you make any contributions do you suggest anything that may change Markham become a better place?
Are you talking about my own ward? My own ward,
yeah.
So when I first ran for politics, I promised to get a community center.
Okay.
And it did happen, because when I move in, we don't have anything. I have to take the kids to Scarborough. Scarborough is so close.
Yeah.
For swimming, for hockey, or whatever activities.
Yeah.
And I have to take my daughter to learn how to dance Hawaiian. You have to take him all the way to Kingston Road. It's too busy.
It's a headache, right?
Yeah. So what I did, I organized the whole thing. I invited the teacher to come. I look for a location for them to teach, and I coach baseball, soccer and all that. So that's how we started. And then finally the town at the time decided to say, okay, you Milligan Mills have been growing, we will give you your own representation. That's when Ward 8 came into the picture. And then the people around here see that I'm very active, so they say, why don't you run? Oh, you're already in there, so that's how I get into politics.
Yeah. Then when it started, it's been 29 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're running for another 4 years.
Yeah.
So why you so love politics? Any reason you like politics so much?
I like to deal with people. I like to meet with people. And I like to solve problems. I like to see things happen. That's why I fell in love with politics. In other words, nothing is redundant. It's not the same all the time. It's always something different.
Always changing.
Always changing. And the challenge is, are you going to solve it? Are you going to do something about it and all that? Just like recently, this last term, you should see the lights, the LED lights. I decided to say, I start on that committee, LED subcommittee. So I volunteer my ward, because when I go on conferences, like when we went to Halifax, I see it in Halifax. I say, oh my goodness, the lights are so nice, So that's why when I came back, so one of the things that I want to see implemented. So that's another plus. And then seeing the city, because I travel a lot for conference. When people ask me, where you from? You're from Markham. What's your population? 310. And then they say, you got to be joking. 310, you call yourself a town? So then I talk to the mayor. So I insist. That's when we become a city.
Okay.
Yeah, so I started all that. Plus a lot of other things, that I try to implement.
Like the longest dragons, you get involved in?
The longest dragon, it's not my project. It's Jolie and Alan Ho, but I chip in.
Okay.
And look for sponsorship.